Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's me, your guy, your main dude, Gecko. How's everyone doing today? How was your July? How was your 4th of July? Did you fire off some fireworks? Because I did. First time firing off fireworks. It was fun. I like blowing stuff up. It's kind of fun. But I didn't. How was your 4th of July? How was your July? Yeah, 4th of July and July. Yeah, I said July too many times. But it's the end of the month. It's now the 1st of August, and we get a devlog. Devlog 71 is here, and let's get right into it. So first thing is up in on Devlog 71, Felipe, our lead programmer, talking about things like the migration system, footprints, and changes to the entombing system. So the migration system itself is being updated. It is probably going to work the same way, but it's going to work better than how it currently does, from where it's you just walk from migration point to migration point. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of never see it change anymore when I'm playing. I notice it's always like in the same places. The patrol zones always change, but I never see the migration zone change. But they're going to be changing that up to be more, better for the player and better for your playable. Next, he talks about working on the footprints. I've kind of noticed that footprints are hard to see depending on what is it, what you're walking on. But they're going to change it up to allow it to adapt and scale to per each size of the animal in the playable. So footprints compare now or just what I think believe it's just the same, footprint mark, but just scaled bigger or smaller depending on your growth. I guess with the new footprint system, there is actually going to be a bit more of a dynamic change per the footprints themselves. Then the entombing system, he's working on that to make sure it works just better. Like I personally don't I never survived long enough for the to entomb, so I really don't know. I really don't care that much about entombing, but uh they're gonna have it where you don't lose your progress, which I've seen a lot of people that happen to a lot of people. And yeah, no one wants to do that. No one wants to lose that. And other than that, he's been working on bugs and generic issues that this game always has. Next up, we got Wedge, the sound designer, and he talks about how they are currently working and polishing on Ava and Chimera. All right, for me, that's cool. I can't wait for Chimera for our first sauropod, and Ava, I've stated how much I want Ava. Baryonyx is getting its subadults calls complete and getting the first stages of Spinosaurus. Now, why Spino? Spino is a big boy. We've been over this. Isle developers. Spino is large. What you got Spino coming in for so early? So one of the first things he talks about is Chimera and how Chimera's calls are supposed to be sounding like a song, like soothing, a song like call. Think of like whales and how whales when they call, you can hear like it's a sing or a song. Why did I say that? Yeah, it's a song. They wanted to be more like sounding more bird sounds and more interesting. Like I'm okay with that. Chimera's a big freaking animal. I would love it. Literally kind of like Jurassic Park type s. Sunrise comes up and you just hear Chimera calls across the island. That would be so cool. That'd be so great. Up next, he talks about how Ava is getting worked on and almost complete. Its threat, broadcast, and its F call are practically done and in their final adjustments before they start getting added to the game and going to be usable for the QA testing. Next, we got Fred, the 2D artist. He talks about how he has added more skins to the skin system, but mostly adding simpler skins for each animal. These skins will be slightly different from the typical defaults and just add a little flavor to the skins. Now, I love skins. If you didn't know, I have a skin mod for Path of Titans. I just haven't updated it to the current branch because I don't have Substance Painter. But I love skins, and I've always loved the Isle skins. They're really cool. Like these two for the trike, the Four Eyes. I remember when the Four Eyes came out. I remember I was there when they added trike and they added that skin. Freaking awesome. Silverback, I kind of remember Silverback. I remember the red, but I don't remember his back being that silver. I don't mind it though. But please, Owl devs, keep doing this. Like, I love that you guys are adding the skins back in a pretty unique way. Now, yes, I'm going to say it, and I know it's going to piss some people off. It's kind of the same as Path of Titans, but it's different, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to say it's the same like Path of Titans. It's the skin systems are all the same in all these fucking games, but they all just kind of do it slightly differently. But yeah, like this one, the Herrerasaurus, this skin for Herrera, if you recognize this is the default skin for Herrera in Legacy. So the fact that they're kind of making the skins look a little bit different, making them look a little bit new, and adding them to the current branch for Evrima, I can't, bro, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for them all to get in. Next up, we have Hypno, a QA lead. He's talking about how Ostroraptor is moving on through the horde testing and how everything should be going good with that. All right. He talks about how getting a playable ready is kind of difficult, making sure it works properly and testing for us as the players and works right in the game is difficult. This does make sense. Game development is freaking hard. You can add something and then something totally unrelatable breaks. Like, what is it? So I remember someone said this to me, said this one time. Game development is like putting gas in your car and your windshield breaks. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense once you think about it, because you can literally do anything in all these games. theisle, Path, Bob, all these games, they will add something, and then something that they probably did not touch breaks. And you know what? That does make sense for how game development works. Like, that's a really good analogy for how it works. He talks about how Ostroraptor is going to get some new mechanics. What is it? I believe it was being able to jump while in the water, but out of water. So if you're resting at the surface, you can actually physically just jump out of the water as an Ostro. Kind of how like we want Deinosuchus to be able to lunge straight up, kind of that type of thing, but for the Ostro just to get out of the water completely. He then also talks about, in this final little paragraph, he talks about how he's needing some people for, I believe it's Europe and Australian time zones. So if you live in Europe or what the hell was that? If you live in Australia or Europe and you want to help out in this silly little game, there's an application. Next, we got Kissin, and she talks about the animations, how the team is wrapping up animations for Ava, and that Para is close to being complete, which is crazy to me. Like, what you mean Para is close to being complete? We haven't even seen Para do anything yet. I want to see Dondi play as it in one of his dev streams or something before you tell me I get to play as the thing. And oh god, the massive amount of para on para violence that's about to happen during the horde test is good. Oh my god, I'm thinking about the Ava on Ava, the Chimera on Chimera violence is gonna be wild. Imagine spending it takes 15 hours to grow a Rex? Imagine taking legit 24 hours to grow a Chimera just to get fucking killed by some bigger asshole. Fucking Christ, that's gonna suck, bro. That is gonna suck. But here we go. We got all these animations. I'm gonna let you guys just view all these animations in peace. I gotta figure out what the fuck that loud ass noise was that I just heard. Alright guys, I'm back. I killed whatever made that loud noise. What it was, I cannot disclose, but I killed it. We are all safe. Don't worry. So, how do you guys feel about this devlog? I like all the Spino stuff. Like I said, what you mean getting Spino? But you know what? Of course, someone always starts messaging me this. Every time, chat, every time. But how you guys feel about Spino? How you feel about all the cool Para stuff, knowing that Para is going to be coming to the Horde test soon. For me, awesome news, great news. My girlfriend loves Para, so this might be the only way to get her into this stinking game because she hates playing it. But, oh, Para coming, Ava coming, and Spino coming soon. How do you guys feel about this devlog? Let me know your comments down below. Remember, hit the like button. Share this with someone that you know that also likes these silly little dinosaur games. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay amazing and stay awesome. Bye.